I just spent the day with my son, who's in his 20s now, and we lived here, and then we also lived next door to the Cambridge Zen Center for many years when he was a year old, and now he's in his 20s. And he's proven to be just a fantastic teacher. But one day when he was in high school, I was not feeling connected to him, and I wanted to feel connected to my son. And I thought about actions. It's like, what action? What can I do to be more connected? And I thought of, numerous. I went down the list, and nothing quite did it. And finally I got it. I went, oh, just don't know, which is a big practice. A big part of our practice here is to be present and to really be comfortable with not knowing what to do, not knowing what action. And that's what Bomi was talking about. So, so we have some question, like I had this question with my son, how can I connect with him? And sometimes in this school we have koans, questions, and we go in and talk to the teacher. And the teacher gives us some question, and we know there's some sort of answer, like Bomi was saying, that sort of the hammer hits the nail on the head, and we can all sort of feel it when it happens. But what is it? So what was going to work? What action would work? And it was getting closer to him coming home from school. So finally I said, okay, don't know. So I went into the living room and I sat on a chair, and I just sat there and I just said, tried to be comfortable with not knowing and waiting and seeing the moment and what would happen in the moment, and the intelligence, like Bomi was saying, the intelligence of the moment. So not being the one in control, but being part of and being part of the whole. So I sat in the living room and just was doing nothing, which is different from doing nothing. Doing nothing is really like really listening and doing it, doing the intelligence of the moment. So listening, it's like, what is this? So our practice here is, right now, what is this? And when we practice right now, what is this, we can start here, like right now, what is this? But Zen is before thinking, so it drops down. And as Sansanim would say, he would hold his belly and he'd go right here, the rock gets harder and gets stronger. And that's the not knowing mind, and being comfortable and being stable with not knowing. So doing nothing. So I sat on the couch and I heard the door open, and I heard these footsteps, my son coming in, and he opened the door to the living room, and he looked in and he saw me, his mother, just sitting there, doing nothing. And so he looked, and then he left. And he came back immediately with his guitar. And he sat right in front of me playing his guitar. And just like sitting there playing. And there's his mother, for once, doing nothing. How often do mothers do nothing? We're usually cleaning whatever, and it's usually not the silverware. Usually it's the dishes or the floor or the bathroom or the toilet, or there's always something to be doing. So that intelligence of the moment of doing nothing, and the answer came. It was like, whew, it was better than I could possibly have imagined. And I live today to still tell this story. It was so lovely. His favorite song, just offering it. So that's one example of doing nothing. One example of no action, being comfortable with no action. So wouldn't it be wonderful to live our life, no action? The Harvard students that are coming in, my son graduated from Harvard and he's full of action. It's like I pray, it's like no action. listening to the moment. So it's possible in this practice, in this Zen practice, to become comfortable with just sitting. And it doesn't mean passive sitting, doing nothing. It means the translation of Youngmin Junjin, which is the retreats, weekends retreat that we do. In Korean it's called Youngmin Junjin, and in English it's the translation is something like a tiger ready to leap, or that frog that's ready to grasp a fly. So doing nothing, it's like right on it with attention. The whole body is on fire, every cell of the body. These monks who are facing the walls in monasteries are not doing nothing. The practice is to really wake up and fill the body up with aliveness and be really present.